Greetings, salutations and well wishes, ghouls and ghoulies. Jekyll here. Lovely to see you all again. And I hope you're all doing fine on this heckin' windy day. I'm back. I have had a little short hiatus doing things with life because, real life is a thing, unfortunately, as I'm sure you're all very well aware. So there is responsibilities and things to do. But the sun is back. I am back. The view is back. And we make the most of what we've got. So it may be heckin' windy, but we still take our strolls. And I've still got to try and do this whole content thing. Otherwise, I will just potat. We've been over this. I am dangerously close to permanent potatting. And it would not be good. So here we are. I am back on the train. I have done some life. And now I'm back to doing this. Because I don't want to spend too long doing just life. That would suck. So, here we are. I'm hoping everyone who's watching these, if anyone is watching these, is still enjoying it. I'm going to take a little perch here in a little corner I found, with a beautiful view behind me. I'm just going to chat some of the day away, and hopefully the wind isn't too bad on the audio. Because if there's anything I've learned from my uploads, it's that audio can be difficult to manage. It could be very hard. But we do it anyway. But alas, here we are. Beautiful, rippling ocean behind me. The waves are going hell for leather. When I'm looking out across that, to be fair, the different patches where the clouds are in the sky and all the waves. I'm not a big fan of sand, just call me Skywalker, but the ocean is A-OK in my book. So, we make do with what we've got, don't we? But, alas, I am here. And I am still trying to do this semi-regularly, he says, after doing it for a week and then not being regular. But that's fine! That's what we do. But with any luck, I will be able to get back on it. I'm planning on having another Pokemon upload as well. So, a little bit of consistency. At least I'm able to get in and get things done. That's the main thing. Consistency can come later. And obviously, doing this isn't a full-time thing. I don't make any money doing this. So, I do have other responsibilities I have to do. Sadly, I'm very sorry. I don't want to be that guy, but I have to be that guy. But alas, today I had some time, after a couple of busy days, to get back on, hit the record button, and do what I always do, which is make it look stupidly easy, because all I do is talk random shit that you don't really actually need to be doing, but hey ho, that's what we do. However, now you can't see the sea, there is where the goats have been. The goats have started moving along, so if you saw them in my last couple of videos, they're no longer at the same points. They have been batch crossed over into a new patch so that they can graze away on a new bit of grass. Gotta make sure our goat boys are fed. Everyone appreciates a good goat. However you want to take that term, do with it what you will, whether that be because you love the animals, whether because you love calling someone the greatest of all time, or whether because you love the taste of goat meat, which has to be said is pretty good, and certain cuisines do treat it as a delicacy, and I can see why. I have had some of it. It's very good. But there'll be no goats eating today. They're off eating elsewhere, looking after the beautiful views. So, they're putting in the grind for us so that we can come along and look at things and go, oh wow, that's so pretty. But what I'm thinking of doing is, at some point, if views do start to come, I might do some community posts and get some questions and do a little Q&A. And even if, the views don't grow, I might just do one anyway. I'll just squeeze it in with another daily diary from the madman. Which, I should probably explain, the reason that I have called it the Diaries of the Everyday Madman is because I am one of the everyday madmen. I am a little bit screw loose. I'm a little bit funky. if you can even hear me, this wind. Oh my goodness. I'm being whipped around here, it's delicious. But yeah, I am a little bit screw loosey, and if I'm ever compared to others, I'm definitely usually up there. I'm the kind of person who, at the final prom, was called the craziest person. I have no idea what my peers were trying to say about me at the time. I would never do crazy things. I could never. I never did anything outlandish or outrageous. It couldn't be me. I would take no further questions on that at this time. Because I can't lie for that long. I do know why they voted it, and honestly, that's part and parcel of why these are the Diaries of the Everyday Madman. Because I've always been known as being a little bit out there, so why not just continue that? And there we go, look, I found them in their latest patch. Some goatees. There is actually this one, and then there's another one who's just disappeared down. So, as I said, they get moved around quite a lot, but that's what you got to do. And it's nice to be able to walk along and see them. You get it pretty regularly, regardless of time of year. So you do tend to walk along here, and there is a lot of people who will stop and obviously take pictures of the goats because they have children. And so the children are obviously completely enthralled with the concept of the goats being out there. And, you know, there is some kind of innocent childish joy to that. However, I am not one of those, so I can appreciate the necessities without becoming obsessed. I'll save my obsessions for other things. So, yeah, that's kind of all the rambling that I actually had planned. Like, the thing is I'm doing this very much so ad lib. There is no ideas or planning going into these videos. It's very much, I hit record and I just let my mouth start running, which, as I've said before, I can do, but sometimes you have to know when to stop, so I can't just do it all the time. Otherwise I'll have a 2+ hour video of me talking about things that no one's going to care about because I just didn't know when to shut up. But you know, it's part and parcel of doing this. And yeah, and I just do this, you know, perhaps in sharing. You'll all love the mediocrity of it because realistically, this is what we're all doing. And like, you know, you see certain things from certain people and you think, wow, your life looks so special and so different, but then you see other things from those same people and you realise, oh no, you are just me. You are another one of us. You are one of the many. You are fortunate, but you are also still one of the many. Like, you watch some YouTubers and it's like, oh wow, yeah, cool, thanks, you're doing all the things that none of us can do. Thanks, guys. And then you watch other ones and it's like, you get it, you'll understand. So it's all part of the fun. And I just want to be that guy who's here, who's quite clearly no different to everyone else. And that's it. I have no goals, except the goats. I will always show off more goats and views. But yeah, I'm not out here to be Mr. Beast. I'm far too poor for that. And also, like, what's the point in doing that? He's already doing it. He's got a monopoly on that market. And that's fine. Because sometimes relatable content is just easier. There is no excitement. Sometimes you just need something to go, oh yeah, I can relate to this. Like, could I make more exciting content? I could definitely try. If I had the means, I would probably do something a little bit out there, but at the moment I don't have the means. But you never know. There is still time. So I could very well come up with something that I could do. But for now, it's going to be entirely relatable because I am just your everyday madman walking along with his phone, recording videos that no one really watches because at least it gets me out the house. And can you really ask for anything else? Sometimes I just need the escape. So I come here and I talk random things to this camera, and then it ends when it ends. Is there a consistent time frame? No. Is there an ounce of professionalism? Absolutely not. I just walk around and make the most of it. Sometimes that's literally the only thing we can do, and there's been plenty of time in my life that I'm sure a lot of people can relate to, where making the most of it has seemed wholly impossible. And sometimes you have to go through those phases. You have to get through parts of life that just seem doggish, and it's not fun, but we do it anyway. And you know what, if you've been through that, I respect you. It takes some grind, it takes a lot of go-to, it takes a lot more than some people give it credit for. And some people will go through the same things with different reactions, but all the reactions are totally valid. I think that's the main thing that needs to be pinpointed there. Is, if there's one thing I've realised in life, is that you can have a lot of people go through the same thing. Like, you could take one situation, copy it, and paste it without any change into different people's lives, so that the only thing you change is the person going through the situation. And if you did that for, say, 10 people, then there is a much greater chance that they will all have 10 different reactions than they would have all the same reaction. Because sometimes people forget that it's wholly acceptable for other people's normals to be different to their own normal. And I think that breaks down into a lot of the big issues in life these days, is people who think their normal is the only normal, which is wrong, and you're stupid. You have your normal, I have my normal, and old Deirdre down the road, who's 80 years old, she's got her normal, and she's a bit old to be arguing, so she's just going to let you do what you want to do. She's not going to be interested. So if you put all different people from all different backgrounds and age groups and cultures and experiences in the same situation, you're going to get all completely different reactions. And neither one is any less valid than the other. Like, unless you put someone who is entirely fabricated in every day of their life, in which case that's definitely invalid, because they're not having a valid reaction, they're having the fabricated reaction of the personality they've created. Those are the only ones that you can invalidate. But if you do it based off someone's true life experiences, and they have a reaction based around those to whatever situation you put them in, then it's valid. It's just as valid as you or me. And you see it all the time in families as well. I guarantee you, anyone seeing this and listening to this weird philosophical bit, if you were to take a situation that you went through with your family, and you were to measure every individual point of your reaction and your family members' reactions, you'll come to realise pretty sharpish that you all went through the same thing, and your family, so you're all intertwined. But I guarantee you won't all have the exact same reaction, decimal for decimal. There's going to be differences. There's going to be variations. And the sooner you accept that that's okay, and that's normal, and that's how things should be, because if we were all the same, it'd be like we're all running around like headless Mr. Meeseeks. And that wouldn't be fun. That'd be very boring. There'd be no interesting part of that whatsoever. So actually, I'm going to go back to the age-old saying, variety is the spice of life. And variety comes in literally all shapes and sizes. You should have variety everywhere. Don't surround yourself with entirely identical individuals. You need some differences, because it's not just about your experiences and your reactions. Sometimes you might just need a little bit redirecting. But someone who's identical to you is much less likely to redirect you than someone who isn't. And I have got all kinds of colourful shapes and different fucking numbered sides in my personal circle. And good lord, is it interesting. It's a good bit of fun. We're never bored. And when I have one of my many stupid ideas, I have a lot of different people to redirect me. Now, I'm not going to say that that's all good redirection. Some of the people in my group will redirect me to a different stupid idea. And usually I'll do both in those situations, because I'd like to do my idea, but also my friend has come to me with a stupid idea that they want to see done, and I'm not going to be the one to let them down. I will not be the disappointment today, no. And then there are people in my group who will be like, no, don't do that, please, you absolute idiot. So it's good to have. But that will be probably something else I lecture about semi-regularly. If the mood does so take me, I may do it some more. But that's probably enough blabbing for now. So I shall take my leave. I shall endeavour to get this one uploaded in a slightly more timely manner than it has been over the last couple of days, because I've not been doing it, because as I said, I've had other things in life to do. I have been a busy boy. But alas, I bid my farewells. I wish you all well. I love you all, and here's to another good day, or another day of surviving, because sometimes it's surviving and not thriving. Peace.